Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and in this one I'll be talking about something that I've been noticing increasingly lately, and it's this popularity in the field of self-development of this grind mindset that everyone is pushing forwards nowadays, where work seems to be the only key to success and fulfillment in people's minds. And in this video I'll try and deconstruct this and explain why I believe that this is not the way forwards. It's not necessarily the correct solution. I'll explain why, and I'll offer an alternative to this at the end as well. So in the background of this video, you'll see the process of my digital painting called Shadowland. So if you enjoy it, feel free to check out my Instagram page for other similar paintings. The link will be in the description. So let's discuss a bit this trend that exists, encouraging people to work as hard as they can every waking hour as the solution to all of life's problems. So this is a complex one because one of the things I do believe is that people do in fact oftentimes have more time on their hand than they realize, and I do think we can indeed push ourselves through more than we think possible. I think this is important to understand. However, I also think there's something quite unhealthy about cultivating this work non-stop mentality, and I'll try and explain why. So firstly, this cultivates a feeling that one is constantly not doing enough. And we all know that feeling constant high levels of stress, constant pressure, this is something that ages us as humans, turns us into these disagreeable creatures with regards to others, and even from a scientific standpoint, just experiencing regularly high amounts of stress results in this increased release of cortisol, otherwise known as the stress hormone, which has been proven to negatively affect all of your body's processes. And I think there's a key distinction to be had with feeling healthy levels of pressure which motivate you to push forwards and to work hard towards your goals, compared to having this permanent feeling of stress which you never actually fulfill or overcome. And when you tell yourself that you can always work harder, that you can always push yourself further because you have this mindset of always having to do more, then you're potentially setting the stage for the inevitable burnout that's to come. And I will, however, say if you are trying to finish a specific objective in a specific time frame, then knowing that you have this ability to overcome your own mental barriers and push yourself further is an important ability to have. But there's a distinction between doing this in a somewhat isolated way compared to adopting the mindset and living in this way every day. So now let's talk a bit about burnout. So what happens if you do overwork and tell yourself you can always do more till the point you end up burning out? What are the effects of this and why is it counterproductive? So when you burn out, what tends to happen is you'll feel completely fried in your brain for quite some time, and you'll no longer want to do anything. Additionally, depending on how bad it is, you'll associate a trauma to that specific activity which caused the burnout, which means that you'll suddenly feel extreme amounts of resistance to the idea of doing it again. And I'm sure you all have experienced a time where you had to study for months for a specific exam or an activity to the point of sacrificing all the other aspects of your life. And while you do learn things about yourself through these kinds of experiences, you'll notice that it's created a trauma in your mind and you'll never want to do that activity again. And consequently, if you have a specific long-term goal in mind that you want to achieve, I don't think it's a good idea to overwork at it too much, because there is this risk that you'll burn out and you will start interiorly resenting this activity, which in fact is completely counterproductive in the long term to what you were initially setting out to achieve. So not only through this method is there this contradiction between the objective and the outcome, as I've just explained, but I also think throughout the process of overworking at something, you tend to lose out on many other aspects of life which are essential to your human existence. Things such as spending time with family, with friends, doing some kind of physical activity, learning things out of sheer curiosity. These are all functions that are extremely natural as humans, and if we don't fulfill them to a certain degree, we slowly but surely become somewhat depressed. And once again, you are met with this counterproductive effect of overworking, because a depressed person is a person who is paralyzed. It's a person who has lost all motivation to move, and it's a self-harming cycle which is very easy to dig yourself out of. So, I've spoken a lot about the downsides of overworking in this way, but I haven't yet explained what I think is the better alternative. So I want to keep this video short, so I'll go in depth in this alternative solution in another video, but effectively the short answer lies in achieving levels of balance to your life. You need to be able to fulfill your key human necessities, which we talked about, which are being social with other people is extremely important. Having goals, of course, is extremely important. Moving and developing a sense of appreciation for the current moment. If you're not actually enjoying yourself throughout the process of life, there's a good chance you'll end up very regretful about the way you've lived. And this is not a message in which I'm preaching to be lazy, to rest on your laurels, enjoy the present moment, blah, blah, blah. I genuinely do believe that having objectives, pushing yourself, going out in the world is absolutely key, but it is a message of also understanding that appreciating life for what it is key to fulfillment. And at the end of the day, we are all looking for fulfillment. You don't want to waste all your experiences working yourself up to your own ivory tower of isolation. And I made this video because it's quite important to me, and this is actually the burnout I was describing is something that has happened to me personally, and if possible, I'd like other people to avoid these mistakes. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.